Hello everyone, I'm Nagashri. Today I'm going to brief the syllabus of Environment and Ecology for UPSC Prelims. Let's see what has been given in the website. So in UPSC website, the syllabus for Environment and Ecology is mentioned like this: General issues on environment and ecology. So general event we already know. So general issues means it is the current events which are happening in our surrounding. But we should relate all the current events to our static portion. So that is the important part in our exam. Maybe it is the key to crack the exam. We should relate all the current events with our static portion. So as soon as you see up any point, any single news in the news article, you should be able to remember everything related to that from the static part also. So that is the important thing here. And biodiversity, so that is the vital part in our life or on this earth. It is the most important part actually. So all the different types of plants, animals, species, microorganisms, and mammals and marine organisms, so everything we should be aware. So what are the different types of animals, the variety of animals present on the earth? So actually, since that is the vital part, I believe everyone should know this. So if you want environment to take well care of you, and in turn we should also take well care of it. In order to take well care, how can we care if we don't know anything about our surroundings? So it is important to know this subject, I believe. And climate change, yeah, because of different types of human activities, maybe not only human activities, but majority of the human activities are causing climate change, which is not a well thing, because just because dumping the wastage into the sea, and like not maintaining the waste properly, we are facing a lot of issues, right? And to say, especially in the name of the development, many people have misunderstood the term of development, I believe, because so you destroy all the trees, you cut down all the trees, and you build all the buildings, and you do the infrastructures. So final outcome is it is negative outcome. Actually, you're going to get a negative outcome in the long run, that we have already seen in the metropolitan cities. So the air quality is not good, that is not balanced, because we are already aware that we should take well care, but when you are not caring the environment, so it will not care in turn. So that is the consequences we are facing. Actually, in order to reduce the consequences, we should take the precautions. Actually, we should take measures, so that should be taken. And yeah, they have also mentioned do not require subject specialization but even though they mention like this, we should go in depth for every concept. In order to get a better understanding, we should go in depth. So how the syllabus can be split down, that we will see now. See, this is the split down of the subject. Ecology basics and biodiversity basics. So once you get the basics, we'll see what are the different types of species in India, and then we'll go to the global. First, we'll concentrate on the Indian biodiversity and the pollution, climate change, what's all happening in our nation. That we will get a better understanding that of first, and then we will see what are the international organizations and national organizations present in order to reduce the climate change consequences, and in order to reduce the global temperature, what are the steps that have been taken, and the schemes, initiatives, and laws related to the environment, and national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. So these are the very basic things we should know. So before going into the subject itself, we should be aware of all these things. And what I'll do now is I'll just say some topics, or I'll say how we'll go through all these parts. What are the different topics involved in each of the part, that we'll see now. So ecology basics. So basics means we'll first know some of the terms involved in this subject in environment and ecology, and once we know the terms and definitions, and we will get a better understanding, we'll better understand the subject. So that here I just have given some sample terms: ecology and ecosystem. So what is ecology? The basic term actually. So it is the study of the relationship between the living organisms with each other and with the environment. It is the relationship basically. So, but ecosystem is the actual components. It is the structural and functional unit of the biosphere. So it consists of the community of living beings and the physical environment. So the actual component is the environment, the ecosystem. So ecosystem is the actual component, and ecology is the that relationship. That relationship is ecology. Okay. So these are the basic terms, and like this we have to see the different terms and definitions and the components and functions of our ecosystem, and different types of ecosystems also, like aquatic ecosystems and marine ecosystem, and yeah, like this terrestrial. We'll see different types of ecosystems also, and the functions of the ecosystems, that is also important. So once we get the basics, the second part we had was biodiversity. So everyone is aware that biodiversity is nothing but variety of life on the earth. So yeah, that is a vital component, as I already told in the beginning. And yeah, you can take a description like this. So variabilities among plants, animals, and microorganism species. And different types of biodiversities are also present, like genetic biodiversity, species biodiversity, ecological biodiversity. Genetic biodiversity, see, it is the genetic variation present among the organisms. So that we already know, even though we all are human beings, the gene aspects, genetically we are all different. Even the mother and the child will be different. So this is the genetic biodiversity, and species biodiversity. So species, so in a community or in a given area, different types of species will be present. So that is the species biodiversity. So the next is ecological biodiversity. So different types of ecosystems are present. Maybe in the land, in terrestrial ecosystem, it is different. In terrestrial itself, there are different types. Marine ecosystems and the Deccan Plateau, there is a different type of environment. And in Himalayas, there is different type of environment. So this is the variation in ecosystems. So that is nothing but ecological biodiversity. So it refers to the variations in the plant and animal species living together and connected by food chains and food webs. So the food chains is different in Himalayas. Food chain is different in a marine system, or in coastal areas it is different. And the food we use in Deccan Plateaus, that is also different. So in this way, these are the types of biodiversities. So now, okay, coming to Indian species. So I just took some of the Indian species which were present in the current, like in the recent news. What all the different species were present in? Among them, I just took some of the species. So the first one is Himalayan serow and giant leatherback turtle, and mandarin duck, and wild sunrose. So Himalayan serow. So this is one of the new creatures, I mean a new animal which was found in Assam. So it is present over 2000 feet height. So it is present in the 2000 feet height, and so what are the areas it can live is Eastern Himalayas, Central Himalayas, and as well as yeah. So the IUCN status, that is important for the Himalayan serow. It is vulnerable. IUCN, we are already aware that International Union for Conservation of Natures, and it is the red list of threatened species. So it gives us the information regarding the risk status of every animal or plant or any organism on the earth. Excuse. So, and it is also present in the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So what is the schedule? So there are totally 6 schedules present in WPA 1972. So among them, Schedule 1 and Part 2 of Schedule 2, they are providing absolute protection for the animals listed under that schedules. And yeah, giant leatherback turtle, it is one of the largest turtle. So it is the largest turtle present, and so it is present in the Indonesia and Andaman Nicobar Islands, the Great Nicobar Islands. But presently the nesting has become very difficult. So nesting has become very difficult now because of the development activities which are happening there. For example, Niti Aayog's it has been ambitious about a shipment port there in the Nicobar Islands. So because of all these activities, the nesting has become very difficult, and that's why in the IUCN status for this is also vulnerable. And this is also listed in the Schedule 1 of WPA 1972. So Mandarin duck. So this is has been recently in the news. See, this rare duck created a flutter in the Upper Assam. So it had made an appearance in Assam's Tinsukia district actually. So it looks so beautiful actually. And yeah, it is the most beautiful duck in the world, and it had found on the Tinsukia, Assam's Tinsukia district, that too in Maguri Motapung Bil, that is a wetland in Assam. So it was found there, and yeah, it was found after more than a century. So after that much gap, we had found in our Assam. So IUCN status is least concerned, and nowadays it has been breeding in Europe, Western Europe, and America also. And yeah, it usually breeds in Russia, Korea, Japan, and northeastern parts of China. So it can be described as a small exotic looking bird. So that's how it looks, right? And yeah, so first it was recorded in 1902 in Dibru River in Tinsukia. So earlier, like in India, it had recorded in this time in 1902. Okay, so yeah, now we are coming to pollution. So how can you describe pollution? So it is addition of undesirable material into the environment as a result of human activities. Okay. So, and what are pollutants? The agents which cause environmental pollution are called pollutants. And so, what we have to discuss here? As I already told, to take well care of the environment, we should avoid pollution. In order to avoid pollution, we should be aware of, if you are going to throw something out, something out on the street, on the soil, or on the water, on the river, on the lake. So in order to avoid all these things, you should be aware of what is pollution, and if you throw it, what kind of pollution it may cause. Even if a single plastic thrown outside may cause harmful effects, very much harmful effects. In order to understand all these consequences of pollution, of day-to-day pollution, we should be aware of these topics. So different types of pollutants, again primary pollutants, secondary pollutants. These are the different types. We should be well aware, and we should go in detail of all these types of pollutants, natural and anthropogenic pollutants. So moreover, we find in most of the cases we find anthropogenic pollutants, and types of pollutions, and what different types of pollutants causing which type of pollution. So lead, smoke, ozone, and CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, and carbon dioxide, carbon monoxides, they are causing air pollution. And water pollution, so what causes water pollution? Chemical plants, so water out of the chemical plants, and pharmaceutical, soap and detergent industries. So they used water in all those industries, they just don't think, and then they don't treat also, they directly give it to the rivers or seas which are nearby. So the direct effect will be on the marine organisms, and the indirect effect will be on all of the organisms, because the food chain is connected. So it will again negatively affect human beings also, but nobody thinks about the consequences. In order to think the consequences, they should be given environmental education before, I guess, because we'll not go into those things. So now here, thermal pollution. Yeah, thermal power plants and nuclear power plants. Here also the same thing, the treated water, and in nuclear power plants, the water to use, the cooling water, and it will be having radioactive energies, but it will be directly given into the seas. The best example was Fukushima, a disaster which had happened in 2011 in Japan. So in that nuclear power plant disaster, till today also, the treated waters are given into the sea because they had find no other way other than that in order to reduce the amount of disaster. They are doing that actually. So underground water pollution, so that is again from seepage from the industries, the untreated water, because of that we are experiencing these types of pollutions. So marine pollution, so all types of land waste are discharged into the sea, and navigational discharge of oil also, and radioactive waste also. If we dump all this into the sea, again in one or the other way, the negative effects will again come back to the earth. So environmental issues. In this, what we are going to study, we'll study the different consequences. Maybe the different issues mentioned here are the negative. So that's why we call it issues. The negative impact of human activities. So they are the harmful effects of human activities on the environment. So environment is nothing but us. So us means all the human beings, all the animals, all the plants, all the trees, everything, including microorganisms and every species. So environment, so we are harming ourselves. So the issues are climate change, global warming, ozone layer depletion, water pollution, air pollution, and solid waste management, deforestation. What are the different consequences of all these things, and how to reduce them? So what are the different remedies which we can immediately take in order to reduce the consequences, that we are going to study in this. And next is climate change. So this is the change in the weather conditions. So it may be happening in the long run or in the short run. So that is what we are going to study, how climate change happens, and again what are the different consequences and remedies also. Currently we are taking the remedies, but still that should be in a more precise and more faster way, because we are slowly taking the remedies. So it will take more time to reflect in our environment. So we should make it fast. So here the effects of climate change again are global warming and glacier receding. Yeah, recently we had seen in the news the glacier that forming of the glacier in Uttarakhand. So extreme weather events and ocean acidification, greenhouse effects, sea level rise, and ozone depletion. So how you mitigation strategies are also there, that we are going to look at them, and we have to understand them, because finally that is the thing we are going to apply them in the reality. We have to apply all these mitigation strategies: carbon sequestration, carbon sink. So carbon tax we had already we had already taken into consideration, and we are going to apply it. So next part was environmental organization. So different environmental organizations, in order to make laws, in order to make awareness among the people. So we have different organizations nationally and internationally. Those all the organizations, we have to have a knowledge that we are going through now. So World Wildlife Fund. So that headquarters is in Switzerland. So World Wide Fund is an international non-governmental organization. So it works in the field of wild preservation and reduction of human impact on the environment. UNEP, this is one of the important organization. So headquarters is Nairobi, Kenya. UNEP is responsible for resolving all environmental issues at the global and regional levels, and it brings awareness among the people also. And NTCA again, so it is management of tigers. We all already know that, and these are some of the organizations, but there are so many also we have to go through. National Green Tribunal, so it is like a civil court, and as I mentioned there, it is guided by the principle of natural justice, and the appeals again is the NGT orders. So we have we'll go to Supreme Court. If we are not agree with the decisions of NGT, then it should be within 90 days there, and the cases under NGT have to be disposed within 6 months duration. Okay, and NGT Act was 2010 NGT Act for handling all the cases related to the environmental issues. So these are the different environmental organizations. Yeah, and one more thing here is CPCB. So CPCB Act, it is a statutory body. So under what act it has been established? It has been established under Water Act 1974. And yeah, to which ministries it is providing services? So it is providing services to Ministry of Environment and Forests under provisions of Environment Protection Act 1986. And some of the functions, yeah, they have mentioned here as advises the central government on any matter related to the pollution, and making plans, maybe the road plans, airplane plans, every plans, and execute a program to prevent it. So prevent any kind of malfunctions here actually. So organize training programs related to the prevention of water and air pollution. So that is the awareness creation programs, and statistical data for better implementation of the program. So that the data, the statistics, that is also vitally important. So, and these are the different laws related to the environment. So yeah, there are so many laws actually. So Environment Protection Act 1986 and WPA 1972, Indian Forest Act. So we should see what these laws state. So if you break the law, what is the consequences? That we have to see in this part, laws related to the environment. And these are some of the examples, the previous year question paper examples. I just took two examples here. So from the ecology basics part, the question is this: which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? So you can try to answer this question. So the options are a community of organisms interacting with one another, or the part of the earth which is inhabited by living organisms, or community of organisms together with the environment, or flora and fauna of a geographical area. So the answer is community of organisms together with the environment in which they live. And the next example is biodiversity. So due to some reasons, if there is a huge fall in the population of the species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequence? Yeah, this also you can try to answer. So pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. Option 2 says there could be a drastic increase in the fungal infections of some cultivated plants, or it could lead to fall in the population of some species of wasps, spiders, and birds. So the answer would be this. Thank you for listening, and in this way we have to understand better, and we have to make a definite plan in order to crack this exam. So thank you so much for listening.